Hi everyone, let's look at some of the commission pieces that I've been working on recently. Here we have some excellent looking Wurttemberg High Command. I really like the casts from Piano Wargames. These are in metal, but you can get STL files to 3D print your own. Horses are lovely, models are really well proportioned, and they look superb once painted up. The basing's been finished off with some tufts from warpainter.net, including my favorite little blue flowers, which I think really helped to finish off a piece. Here's a Wurttemberg artillery battery. There are 3 cannons and 1 howitzer. The uniform is quite a nice blue. I used the Foundry cornflower blue triad, as in the colour you might expect to paint on Bavarians. These are nice models. These are metal. They go together very well. Bit fiddly, but all the components come together nicely in the end. Dropping down to 6mm and some Bacchus successor command figures. The successors of Alexander the Great fought against each other, and the client wanted some with green and some with purple, just to designate the commanders of the different forces. And using different colours is a nice way to differentiate when you're using the same casts. Sticking with 6mm, but moving to a different client's collection. Here's some early Italian and Phoenician infantry. Again, 6mm models from Bacchus. And to accompany these ancient pieces, there's some Italian and Phoenician cavalry as well. This is again sort of that end of successor, rise of Rome period. Back to 28mm Napoleonics, and these are some Perry Miniatures Duchy of Warsaw plastics. The client asked me to paint them up as the Vistula Legion, so they've got the really nice dark blue jackets with yellow facings. I think the faces on these figures are some of the best that the Perrys do in plastic. They were inspired by some friends of theirs and used their likenesses for the models. And hopefully, in future, they might get some more of their friends to pose for other nationalities. So I think the faces are just superb. Some other figures I did for that client include these French Léger Carabiniers. And I also did some more center company for this Léger battalion. I've been painting these on and off for a few years for the client, and we're just about there with the full battalion now. I've also had the pleasure of working on some vintage 15mm minifigs. Here's the Duke of Brunswick, an ADC and a Hussar colonel for the Battle of Waterloo. Got some infantry colonels. In this case, they're to represent colonels of the King's German Legion. And here's a charming little ship's gun and Royal Navy crew in case you want to do a bit of hornblower-esque gaming. And a little look at my own hobbying. I've dipped into the pile of lead to pick out some recently paint-stripped 1991 Eldar I Revengers from Games Workshop. I needed to do something completely different from what's normal on the table for work, and a bit of sci-fi, sort of recreating the Eldar army of my youth seemed like a good idea. For what it's worth, I think these Jez Goodwin sculpts are timeless, and the stuff that he put out in the 90s is as good, if not better than some of the things that contemporary sci-fi manufacturers are producing. And I really enjoyed painting these. Not entirely happy with the blending on the white helmets. I might go back and revisit that. And when you put things up on the big screen, you start to notice little errors to tidy up. But who cares? That's for another time. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what's been on my painting desk. Thanks to the clients for keeping me well served with jobs to do. And thanks to my growing list of channel members and Patreon supporters for helping keep the lights on here at Clawden Painting Studio. I'll be back again soon with another video. Bye for now.